Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, a lot of people are calling out that they're stuck on Bommal in the city of Sintranos, and I thought I'd bring an epic to the party who's been living in the vaults forever, who might come out and give people some help. I actually think this is quite a cool strat anyway, because you will be able to utilize the same epic, especially on normal, in this Bommal fight, but also in the double boss fight, where I think this might be where you grab a key from, if I remember rightly. So we just had a little bit of a showcase. So Luria is the epic in question, and I'm going to show you how I've built mine out. I do have a couple built out, so I've been doing some testing. I've gone relatively low-level build. Okay, so I've gone for regen gear to keep her alive. Obviously, she's going to solo Bommal, so she needs some way of healing. Perception gear just to top up her accuracy. And the main thing we're doing here is we're using Array 2 for freeze bombs. Yeah, so there's not many champions in the pool of available champions to freeze the bombs. But she's also got a decreased speed on Array 1. She does have other debuffs as well. It's rolling the dice to see which one she gets. But actually, this is quite big in terms of more turns means more healing against Bommal if you've got decreased speed. And then she's got block buffs. She's literally like a man-made Bommal killing machine. Block buffs. Okay, you're not going to have increased attack to deal with. Freezes means that the only thing really that should be killing you in this fight does way less damage to you. Yeah, the bombs are the problem, more than Bommal by a long way. And then obviously putting decreased speed on is awesome as well. I've taken her through to War Master. That's all I've done in terms of masteries. And we're going to take this on. What are we doing here? Is this normal? This is normal. So I'll show you normal. This is a level 50 chick, but I don't think she's geared. Maybe I'll see what this level 50 chick is looking like for normal. But she's not booked. 32k health, 200 speed, 220 accuracy. She might be able to do it, honestly. So unbooked, level 50 against Bommal normal. My other one is booked. So we'll see if this actually works. Block buffs goes out. Nice. Freeze gets a double freeze. That's as good as it can get. You then want decreased speed. So far, the run couldn't get any better. There's no masteries at all on this champ. So clearly, it's going to be a slow one. But you kind of get a feel for it here already. Don't need the block buffs yet. We just keep going A1. It's out now. Didn't land it because I'm not booked her. So booking her obviously helps. You've got a better percentage chance of landing stuff. But you can see it's a slow and steady. Bombs come out. We freeze the bombs. Only got one that time, which means that this is going to be a rougher experience, honestly. But you can see how much we're healing back up. So the bombs exploding is the danger time, especially if you only froze one. But we should have enough about ourselves to get back on track. Sometimes when you're fighting Bommal, it's harder to fight him as a squad than it is to fight him solo, because when you start getting bombs popping on all your other champs, it basically didn't get any freezes that time. This could be death. Not quite. That's the worst case. You saw the best case scenario at the start. Now we've just seen the worst case scenario. But yeah, the more bombs you've got like popping on people, the more chance you've got of killing your own team. That's why these solo strats are so popular. And I think, so as a level 50 with no books, no masteries, you can see on normal here that she's just doing the job. Now, I will say on normal, I don't think he's that intimidating. You could probably bring just like a drop defense and nuke team and get the same sort of job done. But see it here, just flowing through nicely. And yeah, it's going to be super comfortable. Even when we saw the worst case scenario of both bombs having a go at us, we still lived through it quite comfortably. Again, didn't land the freeze that time. That's why I would definitely recommend booking her if you can, because we now get into this situation where we're trying to heal back up. But as long as you're quick enough and you've got a decent HP pool, you should be able to do that. So you can see we're healing back up, even with that worst case scenario. Oh, it's happened again. 50% game. Come on. Help us out. Decreased speed just means we get plenty more turns than him. Therefore, we heal up, back up before. Oh man, I meant to put block buffs then. before these bombs come out. 1 freeze this time, that's better. And away we go. So you can see, super easy. Super easy. I'll show you the stats of this one quick. I'm on the test server, so I'm not wasting any info or any resources. She is here. So she's got regen, set, and perception. Same sort of thing as my other build. 33k health, 1700 defense, over 200 speed, about 200 accuracy is what you're looking for. She had no masteries or anything. So that, and she had 0 books. Yeah, so that's against normal. As I say, against normal, I would think you can probably bring some of these are going to be overgeared, but you could probably bring something like a drop defense and then, you know, like a damage dealer type champ and just get the job done on normal, I think. So, but sometimes having multiple champs in the mix is worse than having fewer champs in the mix for Bommal. So literally, like, you do your drop defense. We're resisting stuff anyway because I just kind of like overpower it. Yeah, so a squad, but the thing is, my other champs here are all geared pretty well. But you have to worry about more champions having like the turn meter drop, as you can see here. We're getting loads of bombs spawning and stuff. So, you know, sometimes it's just easier to come in with one champion who's ready to beat Bommal and just beat it up like you saw there. So Luria, super good for that. But yeah, you can see I can probably still beat it just by overpowering it, but it's actually a bit riskier. Yeah, there's just more going on because I'm using abilities which spawn more bombs and stuff. And it might be that I end up coming back to just having Luria, but I've done a lot of the work before I've got there. So that's an option as well. But if we go on to hard, and this is where people start to find it really difficult because his stats grow a lot. We've then got this level 60 who is booked, 43k health, 2.1k defense, over 200 speed, over 200 accuracy is what we're looking for. So let's take him on hard then. It's definitely a bit more temperamental on hard because he does do more damage. Decreased speed is nice. But I tried it and I have failed one time already with this same build. So, you know, just kind of like show that this isn't 100% build and stuff. But the main thing, because you don't lose keys or whatever, it's just a case of you might need to run it a couple of times to get it done. But it's much easier bringing a one-man squad in that can deal with it versus a 5-man squad who eventually just end up killing themselves. Double freeze is beautiful. Pretty much as long as if I get double freeze, I've got no risk. If I get one frozen, there's a little bit of risk. See, we're just kind of like cruising through. Got buffs back out. And we've always got that freeze available for when the bombs come down. Always. Yeah. Which is very comfortable. The only challenge is, do we freeze the bombs? Yes or no? If we freeze one, we're still fine. If we freeze none, then we're probably in trouble. So super good epic, really good for this fight. Will help your teams out and probably currently living in your vault because honestly, she doesn't have much of a place in the game. I will say though, she's not bad for Amius as well. So if you're thinking, is it worth the investment? She's bringing heal reduction potential on her A1. Not definite, but potential. She's bringing block buffs, which is not bad against Amius when he's flipping form if you're pushing buffs on him. So yeah, she's actually kind of decent for it as well. Not brilliant, but kind of decent, especially if you don't have much of an option for a like heal reduction champ. She's in the kind of like, I'd say, probably like B tier for Amius. You can see here, this is about as worst case scenarios we're going to get when she's booked. Should we try and get his block buffs on? You see we went down just below half health. And now we're just kind of like, just trying to fight our way back up to a decent amount of health again. Some more bombs, that's fine. Good. So yeah, okay. Worst case scenario. Did I say last time was worst case? This is the worst case. Yeah, look at that. took a ton of damage because of no freezes landing, and then we're a bit in trouble. But we should, I think we still fight our way back, especially if we land that decreased speed. There's a bit of RNG going on. We're also the positive affinity here to this Bommal, right? So just means that we've got more chances of landing strong hits. He's got more chances of landing weak hits against us. Everything like that is just an added bonus, honestly. So it's going to end up being probably close to 4 minutes of my life. Double freeze means it's job done. And there you go. So Luria, really good for this. Now, I'm just going to show you something else quick. Oh, loads of damage popping at the same time. Just trying to ruin my video. Not today, friend. Not today. We're just about tanky enough to deal with it. Yeah. So really useful, certainly for people that cannot get through that stage on hard on Bommal. And then if you go back to normal here and we kind of consider the double bosses, which you need to take down. So you've got 2 nasty bosses. Luria cannot solo this, but she can come in and at least be a way to deal with the dread bombs here, as well as freeze the side adds here. So she's not going to be doing the job in full. This is a hard stage because you kind of need, ideally you need burns to do some work here. But there's definitely like more options of heroes available. For example, Creodan's another great freezer that you could be bringing in. Who else is in the mix here? Burengiri is another one that kind of like will help with the Bommal side of things, but not so much. I guess he gives you a stun for the ads on that side. But yeah, definitely a harder fight. And I think you would need not many burners at all. So yeah, it would be a much tougher fight in terms of trying to deal with it in full. I think you'd end up, I mean, we're only level 100 bosses, so it's not like they're crazy damage. You're more likely to want to be bringing, I think you're more likely to want to bring like something to nuke down the boss stage first, like the boss part of the fight first. Yeah, I don't know if it'd end up being something a bit like this. Apothecary in there is a bit of a heal as well. Definitely a tougher fight though. I think, who would we focus on? I think we would focus on same type of thing. Take Bommal down if we can, and then focus on this boss who's way less dangerous to us after. Be careful about putting too many buffs on yourself. Get rid of those side ads so we're not taking any big hits here. And we're holding the freezes. You notice this. We're holding the freezes for both Creodin and Luria for this cycle. So when the bombs are dropped, just in case one of them gets stunned or whatever, got a good freeze away there. It's already done our buff rip, so you see this. This is what I mean about having a full squad. But whenever there's a tricky boss fight like this, what you want to be doing is making sure that you focus one, like the boss which is either quick to kill or the boss that is going to cause you the most problems first. You just want to make sure that we try and take this Bommal down as quick as we can. I've not actually bought any form of healing mechanic with me, which is probably a mistake. But I'm just going to focus this Bommal down as quick as I can, making sure that the bombs are actually frozen in all instances. We can just heal someone with Apothecary, probably heal himself. He's most likely to be able to solo stuff. Might be wanting to bring champs in like Lifesteal Gear or something like that here. Burengiri stays nice and healthy because there's loads of enemies that can die. Also loads of our team that can die. Now that he's dead, the rest of the fight actually is quite simple because this dude is quite low level. You know, we've got enough in the tank in terms of champs here that can do the do. And quite frankly, I can just auto from there. So definitely focus down one, the problem, before you then try and deal with the other one. Doesn't matter if a couple of your team die, really. It's just about, have you brought the right mechanics in to deal with the worst part of the fight, which in this instance is getting rid of those 2 ads whilst also dealing with bombs. And I think Luria is good for that. Kriadam would also be good for that as well. So look, that's going to be it for this video. Don't sleep on some of these champs that are in your vault, especially if they've got specifically the kit you need to get the job done. Anyway, guys, I've been L80s. Have a good day. I'll see you soon.